Hey, what's up guys, Shuckle King here, bringing you my week 3 battle for DPL, and I'm playing Jolt in ORAS. So, it's been a long time for many people since they've played ORAS. I kind of skipped over the generation when I played more competitively for like Smogon and like Tier 5. I guess like the beginning of Gen 6 I played, but not in the ORAS stages, so it'll be a little bit of a transition, and we needed somebody to fulfill the ORAS slot this week, so I decided to do it. ORAS is just a little bit more bulkier because you don't have Z moves, and obviously there's different Pokemon or less Pokemon and less moves compared to Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, but it's all mods. I'll be able to play just fine. So Jolt's team is pretty annoying, so how bulky it is. He has Clefable, Jirachi, Latios, Talonflame, Mega Venusaur, Gastrodon, Sneasel, and Electrode. Clefable is just super bulky. Jirachi can do basically anything you want it to do. I feel like it's really good in ORAS compared to what it would be in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Latios is also really good, like one of the premier dragon types. Talonflame is significantly better because of priority flying moves like Roost and Brave Bird and Acrobatics. Venusaur is one of the best Megas, especially in ORAS, just because of how bulky it is, and you can't really use Z moves to get past it. Gastrodon is going to be surprisingly annoying because I don't have I have Virizion, but outside of, and Manaphy Energy Bulb. But outside of that, I really don't have much of my team to hit Gastrodon without wearing it down or just boosting up a lot, which will be pretty tough to do, but I think I can get boosts on this team just because it is not as like powerfully attacking initially besides Latios and maybe like the Sneasel. Sneasel's annoying me because I have Mega Altaria, Crobat, Virizion that they all do well against Uxie as well, and Electrode just super fast but not that strong, and I have 2 ground types, so I really don't expect that. My team, by the way, is Mega Altaria, Tyranitar, Manaphy, Crobat, Piloswine, Virizion, Escadrille, and Uxie. And the first Pokemon I'm bringing you can see here is Sword Hand's Life Orb. Escadrille just hits his team super hard. I think it kills everything on his team at +2, unless he has like maybe a Resist Berry for Earthquake on like the Jirachi or an Air Balloon, obviously. But otherwise, Iron Head Earthquake hits his team really hard, except for the Talonflame, and then I have Shadow Claw for that. I have that over Rock Slide because like his ground resists don't exist. Clefable takes neutral, Jirachi super effective, Latios is immune, but I do have Iron Head to hit it pretty hard and Shadow Claw to hit it even a little bit harder. Talonflame, I have Rock Slide, so he doesn't want to. Well, I could have Rock Slide, so Talonflame's not going to be a switch in. Mega Veno doesn't really resist ground. Gastrodon doesn't really. Sneasel and Electrode are there. So I figured he's going to have like a Shucka or Air Balloon mod. It could be like the Jirachi. So if I predict that to come in, he's Air Balloon, I could just Shadow Claw and get some damage on it before he hits me with probably a Drain Punch. Could be Ice Punch as well, but I think Drain Punch makes sense because I have a Tyranitar and a Piloswine that'll get hit hard enough by it. And I do have Sand Rush because I am using this with Tyranitar, and the speed allows me to outspeed Choice Score of Latios. Next, I do have Tyranitar with a lot of speed and dual stab moves of Stone Edge, Rock Slide, and then Pursuit plus Crunch. I really only need the first 3 moves, Stone Edge, Pursuit, Crunch, and then Rock Slide is there. Just gives me a better chance of not missing with Stone Edge if I need to run a rock move, but he doesn't have that great switch-ins to this. I guess besides Gastrodon, because Crunch only does like 50-ish or so % if he's max physically defensive, but there's also the chance I can get a defense drop, and if you're going to have to continuously recover stall, then it's going to be an issue, and I should eventually wear that down. Stone Edge hits his team extremely hard, except for the Jirachi, but I do have Crunch on that, so he has to watch out for that. Yeah, so between Jirachi and Gastrodon, this Tyranitar is going to be a little bit annoying deciding which move I run, but it should do pretty well otherwise. I can also Pursuit Trap the Latios, which is going to be very nice as well, and gives me the Sandstream to boost my speed for Escadrille. Next I have Manaphy, a bulkier spread with Tail Glow, Psychic Energy Ball, Scald. A special attack allows me to kill Physically defensive Mega Venusaur at +3, and I think he could run that just because of Tyranitar, even like physically offensive Crobat. He wants more physical defense. Escadrille, I don't think he really needs special defense for really anything on my team, unless he wants to take Manaphy Psychics. Or I guess I was like Nasty Plat Air / Crobat, but that'd be kind of a weird bring in this matchup, somewhat. Though, I mean, I could run Heat Wave for Jirachi, and it would be okay. But Energy Bulb kills the Gastrodon, and Scald hits everything on his team except for the Latios. So this kind of gets walled by Latios to an extent. I mean, a +6 Scald is still going to do a lot of damage, but I wanted a way to hit the Gastrodon a lot harder, because like a +3 Psychic or Ice Beam would do a lot to Gastrodon, but because of how annoying it is, because like my Escadrille, Tyranitar, and Crobat all do like about 50%, and then after leftovers I probably won't be too KOing, so I want to move that'll guaranteed kill that Gastrodon. The speed allows me to speed creep, like speed creeping Mega Venusaur, and like slow Jirachi, I guess, and then the rest in bulk. Uxie I have next, special defensive to take on the Latios. It's really the main role of it. I guess it also takes Mega Venusaur hits pretty well, and Stealth Rock, U-Turn Psychic, Toxic again for the Gastrodon. So if I could get a hit on that, it won't be able to take 2 of my hard-hitting hits, physical hits on it. Psychic, just for general damage, hits the Mega Venusaur for like 35%, not much, but I should be able to add speed, and if it's low enough, I can revenge kill it. Stealth Rocks, just because his defogging option is Latios, and I think he might be more offensive in this matchup. And U-Turn to gain momentum to get Pokemon in like this Crobat, which is the next Pokemon. Should be pretty cool, maybe get him off for surprise. U-Turn Brave Bird, Cross Poison in Pursuit. Add Choice Band. Now this will add speed. The Sneasel with my speed and won't outspeed the Talonflame, but I don't care that much because he can already outspeed me with Priority Brave Bird anyway. So I wouldn't be outspeeding like a Flare Blitz, but he would be going for the Brave Bird anyway instead of Flare Blitz on my Crobat, most likely. So I'm okay with that exchange there. U-Turn again to gain momentum. Brave Bird hits a lot of things really hard. I think I might kill the Mega Venusaur. I do like 90% to it. I do a lot of damage with Cross Poison to the Clefable, a little bit more than Brave Bird would do, because otherwise I wouldn't really need Cross Poison on this team besides hitting the Clefable a little bit harder. And Pursuit, in case like Jirachi is low or Latios is low and I want to Pursuit trap them, because I don't hit the Jirachi hard at all with this set, so if I could Pursuit trap it out, that'd be nice, but otherwise I want to get some chip damage, and I should be able to between Manaphy, doing a decent amount Tyranitar with a Choice Banded Crunch and Excadrill, with Earthquake and Piloswine with Earthquake, which is the 6th Pokemon I brought, so I didn't bring Mega Altaria or Verzion in this matchup. This is a pretty cool set. I should, with this speed, outspeed the Gastrodon and the Clefable, and I can Earthquake and Icicle Crash. So Earthquake will do more than Icicle Crash, but Icicle Crash has some chances to flinch the Clefable. So if there's a little bit of chip, and then I can flinch with Icicle Crash, then I should be able to kill with Earthquake with the following move on a Clefable. And if I can kill that, that's going to be really nice, especially if he's unaware for my Manaphy. Otherwise, Freeze Dry is there to hit the Gastrodon. If he's physically defensive, it does like 55%. I think it does like 55% to it. So he can't really Leftovers and Recover stall me out, because I do have more PP with Freeze Dry. So it has 32 actually PP on it compared to Recover that only has 16. So he won't really be able to outbeat my Piloswine unless he has a lot of speed on it. And even if he gets a Scald Burn, I don't really care at Freeze Dry. And I Shard to hit the Latios. With this bulk, I still have enough to take a Life 4 Draco from Latios. So I'm okay with that, and then do a lot of damage, either Icicle Crash or Ice Shard. So that's my team. Let's get right into the game. Alright, here we are for the game against Jolt. And as we can see here, he does not bring an Electrode, which I'm not surprised about. I got 2 ground types. But he did not also bring the Mega Venusaur, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I can see why. I do have Sandstream Tyranitar, so he's not going to be recovering as much with Synthesis. And I do have enough that I would be able to wear him down, especially if he's not getting that HP recovery like he would like. But it's one less defensive threat I have to worry about, so I am definitely okay with that. And he brings the Talonflame. I probably didn't expect that as much just because I do have Tyranitar. But it's still a pretty decent bring otherwise against my team. So at this point, hopefully I can sweep with Sandstream Escadrille, maybe sweep late game with Choice Banded Crobat, or break his team really hard with Manaphy, but I do have to watch out for that Latios. So my turn 1 play is to lead with Uxie and get out Brox. He could not have, there's a chance he doesn't have Defog on Latios, and if he doesn't, then getting that chip damage on Sneasel, and especially Talonflame, is going to be really clutch. So he leads with Jirachi. We're gonna probably trade rocks here, and I'm gonna leave with my Uxie. But he goes to the Thunder Wave, which is fine. I can get my rocks up, but I don't because he gets a para. And that's pretty annoying because I'm especially defensive, so I won't be taking these Iron Heads as well if I'm physically defensive. I did debate like a physically defensive Rocky Helmet Uxie, but I wanted something for a secondary thing for Latios more reliably. So I get Paralyzed there. It's unfortunate. He could flinch me down with Iron Heads, which would be pretty unfortunate if that happened. But fortunately it doesn't, and I'm able to break through the flinch plus para chance and get a Brox. It's be like a 30% chance for me to break through on this Jirachi with para plus the flinch chance, so I got pretty lucky there. Just about the same amount of luck as me getting paralyzed on the first turn, so it all basically works out there. But I don't really want to get my Uxie that weak if I don't have to, so predicting him to just keep going for Iron Heads, I'm going to go into my Excadrill. And I can go for an Earthquake. Yeah, I see he doesn't have Air Balloon. He could have Shucka, but I'm still going to be doing a lot of damage to that. And I'll be doing a lot of damage to anything on his team. He could bring in the Latios here. And I don't think I would really go for Shadow Claw here. So Latios is pretty safe, but I do have Tyranitar, Plex, even my Uxie to take that on. So I'm okay if he does that. But he is faster and goes for the Drain Punch and does a lot of damage to me. And I go for the Earthquake and I don't kill it because he is Shucka Berry. So this is another ground resist that I expected that he would bring. I figured it'd be an Air Balloon or Shucka Berry of some sort, and Jirachi makes a lot of sense that he would be the one that's carrying it. I still do a lot of damage to that, and I'm okay with this because if I can weaken this Jirachi as much as possible, then my Choice Banded Crobat goes in because he does not have a Choice Banded Brave Bird switch in at this point because Jirachi doesn't even want to take 2 at this point. So I'm going to switch out my Piloswine because I'm not going to be taking much from Drain Punch, and I can return kill with Earthquake. I don't really need a ton of HP on my Piloswine. I just need enough to take on the this Gastrodon plus this Clefable combination. So I get a low roll with the Earthquake there, but that's fine. I'm going to be going for Ice Cold Crash to get a flinch, and I get a low roll there too, which is... it's okay. I bring it down to about 50%. Moonblast does a decent amount. I'm happy that I do add speed. This Clefable with my Piloswine to my speed creeping definitely worked out there. And I'm going to go for the Icicle Crash. If I flinch and don't miss, then I'm going to be in really good shape to kill this Clefable. He won't really have that great of a switch in, and he can't really recover on much besides my Uxie later on in the game. But fortunately, I do not flinch there, and it's going to be pretty tough. I get a higher roll there with that Icicle Crash, so I'm going to go for the flinches. I actually get a crit. If I can get a crit flinch, that'd be great. But he just soft boils it up, so the crit really doesn't make that much of a difference there. He still is able to recover his HP. So I'm probably not going to win this battle, and he's going to just continuously soft boil. So I can go into Excadrill. And now I know that is a Shucka Berry, like Air Balloon Pokemon was the Jirachi. I should be pretty safe to Earthquake here. I could Iron Head and do a lot to this Clefable, but Earthquake going to do a lot anyway. And if he could easily go in his Jirachi or his Gastrodon and take an Iron Head plus an Earthquake, especially because the Jirachi outspeeds me. And if I go for Shadow Claw and he just stays in and kills me with his Clefable, then I won't be doing a ton of damage to the Clefable, not punishing it for staying in. So my best play, I feel like, is just going for the Earthquake. And he has Air Balloon Gastrodon, which is pretty cool. So that there he had another Pokemon resisting the ground. But I'm definitely okay with this because, well, first I can pop his Air Balloon here, so that way my Piloswine can also click Earthquakes fairly freely, but this also means that I can 2-hit KO with Tyranitar Crunch without any worries, and I can 2-hit KO with Choice Banded Brave Bird for my Crobat without any worries because he doesn't have Leftovers recovery. So I'm okay that he's Air Balloon, Gastrodon for sure. So I do a decent, I mean I don't do much at all to this Gastrodon. He's max HP, max defensive, and kills my Excadrill, but I'm definitely okay with this exchange, knowing that he doesn't have Leftovers, and I should be able to keep him pretty weak. So I go into Manaphy, doesn't really have a great switch into this. I could Tail Glow. I could have just gone for the Energy Ball and killed, but I put more pressure on his team if I get up this Tail Glow, and I'm not taking much damage from this Gastrodon anyway. He could have Toxic there, which would have been annoying, but at least if I get a Toxic that I won't get a parried from the Jirachi, so I would probably take that anyway. So I kill an Energy Ball and get up to a pretty high amount of HP, and he goes into his Latios. It was a good play by Jolt. I guess he figured I wouldn't have the Ice Beam one on the set because I would need something to hit the Venusaur, and then I would probably want to have stab coverage with Scald or Surf. But also, even if I did have Ice Beam, it would be tough for me to go for because I could go for it and kill this Latios unless if he's like a Yachi Berry, but I'd be pretty weakened, and then the Sneasel is still pretty annoying to this team, especially because my Piloswine got weakened. If he's Life Orb, what's a Low Kick, then my Tyranitar doesn't take that, and I also lose a defensive answer to Talonflame, which could be an answer if my Tyranitar gets weakened somehow. So I want to keep this Manatee pretty healthy, even if I did have Ice Beam. So I'm going to switch out and go to my Tyranitar, and a lot of the purpose of this was to kill those Latios with Tyranitar, and he crits me with Draco Meteor. That's pretty unfortunate. It would have done about 20% less damage. I would have been like at 60-ish% instead of 40%, which is unfortunate. This damage shows that he's not special attack invested. Basis that, or not like a ton of special attack investment. So that's I'm definitely okay with that. But he also, I'm guessing he's going to be more of a bulkier spread, and he doesn't show Leftovers recovery. So I have a suspicion that he's Colbur Berry. So I'm going to go for the Stone Edge. Stone Edge is also pretty nice for me to go for because this Gastrodon can't come in and take 2 hits and recover up. The Jirachi could come in, but he's at about 50%, 48%. So he really doesn't want to come in and take a Stone Edge. He probably can, but then I can switch out into Uxie and then U-turn out and go into my Crobat and then deal with the Jirachi there. So he doesn't really want to switch into the Jirachi either on this, especially because I could go for a Crunch and kill that Jirachi too. So I feel like it was pretty free for me to go for the Stone Edge as long as I hit. If I miss, I'm in pretty bad shape, especially because I would also do like 70-80% to the Clefable. But he stays in, I Stone Edge, and I kill the Latios. And I get parried, which is unfortunate, but it's not that big of a deal for me. Like, the Jirachi was going to outspeed and kill me anyway with Drain Punch. Talonflame, I don't care if if I get parried, then the Talonflame would be an issue. But the Sneasel kills with Low Kick anyway, and the Clefable probably doesn't kill a Moonblast from this range. So if I do get parried there, that would be unfortunate. So basically, as long as I don't get parried, I don't think this paralysis doesn't make too much of a difference. It would have been worse if he just gone for a second Draco or doing more damage to my Tyranitar, especially because I already got weakened after that crit. So I go into my Manaphy, predicting him to go for the Drain Punch because I don't want him to recover all the HP that he would recover from my Tyranitar. And at this point, I predict him to switch out of his Jirachi because I figured he wants something to take a Crobat hit because he doesn't have much that wants to take a Crobat hit. Like, Clefable's not going to take 2, and Sneasel or Talonflame's not going to take 1. So I figured he wants this Jirachi and save it for my Crobat, but in hindsight, I guess he has enough to revenge kill my Crobat, even if he let something die. So I probably didn't need to do all this switching, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference in the end. So I go to my Tyranitar, predict him to go for the Thunder Wave, because a paralyzed Manaphy's going to be pretty unfortunate. And also kind of made that double switch out of Manaphy because I need it as healthy as possible to take on this Sneasel plus this Talonflame. I'm going to go into my Uxie, predicting him to go for the Drain Punch and not recover much at all. It covers 3% HP. Now, I could get flinched out here completely, but I'm going to try to just U-turn out and just go back into my mana feet and let this all go for naught. I get flinched, which is unfortunate, but doesn't make too much of a difference in the end. Gets an Iron Head flinch. As long as I can U-turn out, that'd be nice. And I actually do break through and go into my mana feed. So, took a little bit of damage on my Yuxi and did a tiny bit more damage to this. Jirachi is still not in range of a Choice Banded Brave Bird from Crobat. But I'm going to have to check the fact that I'm going to get Thunder Waved here, because he can't miss because it's Gen 6, and go for the Scald. Hopefully get the burn. If not, I'll be able to 2-hit KO. I do not get the burn, but I should be able to 2-hit KO, and Crobat is also in range of killing this with Brave Bird. So I get flinched there, which is unfortunate. No big deal as long as I can break through and kill this Jirachi at a pretty healthy amount of HP to take on the Talonflame plus the Sneasel. Then I'm okay. But I get flinched twice, which is pretty unfortunate, but also expected. So at this point, I'm going to predict and just keep going for Iron Heads, and I'm going to go to my Crobat. If he Thunder Waves here, it's game over. But that'd be a pretty ballsy predicting me going into Crobat at this point. So I take a decent amount of damage. It's like a middle roll with this Iron Head. Because I do have some bulk, so I didn't need max speed on this Crobat set. So I'm able to kill with the Brave Bird here. I don't know if non-Choice Banded would have killed, but offensive would have killed. So he goes into Talonflame here, and I don't want to die to a Choice Banded Brave Bird, though I would highly doubt he's Choice Banded, because I do a Tranitar. But I don't go into it. Figured he's going to kill me with a Steel Wing at this point, because I won't be able to die to 2 Brave Bird hits. But he shows that he is a Natural Gift. It knocks me out with that. So I don't know if that extra HP that I lost made that much of a difference, but it definitely would have been nice. But regardless, he knocks me out with a Natural Gift, which is fine because now my Manaphy can Revenge Kill. I can't really Revenge Kill with Piloswine because if he roosts up, then I can't really beat it because I don't have a Rock move to hit it. And if I go for like an Ice Shard or Icicle Crash, it's going to do nothing because he has priority Roost. And if I Earthquake, I will be able to knock it out, but he could just continuously Brave Bird, predicting me to go for the Earthquake. And maybe expecting I don't have a Rock move, and then I would basically lose my Piloswine for nothing either. And I could still flinch down the Clefable with my Piloswine. I didn't want to go into Crobat for the same reason why I switched out before, and Yuxi doesn't do enough damage to this Talonflame. So I have to go into Manaphy. Hopefully I don't get parried, and I can kill with Scald, which I will be able to kill if I don't get parried. So Brave Bird does a good amount of damage, and I kill with Scald. I am still in range of a knockoff from this Sneasel, which is a problem, but as long as he's not a Choice Banded or Adamant Life Orb, I still can take a hit with my Crobat. So I'm kind of banking on that to try to win this game. And hopefully my Crobat can kill this Clefable, and he starts Calm Mining, so that's an issue. And I get Para there, which is unfortunate. Not the end of the world as long as I can get some damage on this Clefable via my Yuxi, Manaphy, and my Piloswine to put it in range to where the Cross Poison from Crobat can kill, then I should be able to win this game. Burn obviously doesn't make a difference. I figured out earlier on that he was Magic Guard, so he kills a Moonblast there. That's fine. From this Piloswine, I can either go for the Ice Skull Crash and go for flinches, or just go for the Earthquake and do much damage to put it hopefully in range of my Cross Poison from Crobat. So I'm going to just go for the Earthquake and just do a lot of damage on this. Maybe Jolt expects he already has this game won, so he's going to just kill everything on my team. So he kills a crit Moonblast, and Moonblast crit doesn't make a difference. I get a higher roll with the Earthquake, which is nice considering all the lower rolls I was getting earlier on in the game and no flinches on this Clefable. So I could go in a Crobat, and I should be able to kill with Cross Poison and win the game here, but I actually don't. It was a 75% chance for me to kill with Cross Poison. And if I killed with Cross Poison on this Clefable, his Sneasel was Jolly Life Orb. So there's a 0% chance for him to kill with Ice Shard without a crit. So at that point, he had like a 1 out of 16 chance to win the game with his Sneasel because he wouldn't go for any other move because I would outspeed. And I think he would expect that I would outspeed, so there'd be no point of him not going for the Ice Shard. And if he didn't go for the Ice Shard, he 100% lost. But his only chance to win there was getting a crit with the Ice Shard, and then he would be able to kill my Yuxi as well. But I do not get the 75% roll in my favor this cross poison, and I died to an Ice Beam from the Clefable, and differential doesn't matter at this point, but this Yuxi is not going to be able to outspeed the Clefable. I do take the hit, which is pretty cool. Yeah, in the chat, yeah, basically Jolt confirms that I was able to kill the Sneasel because he thought I was like a more bulky Crobat based on the amount I took from the Iron Head on the Jirachi. But I do have a decent amount of HP, so it was fair that he thought that I was a more bulkier, like a max HP, max speed set would make sense with that Crobat spread based on the damage he did, because it was like a mid-roll with the Iron Head on my Crobat. It could have been like a low roll with max. He could have gotten like a low roll with max HP Crobat, so that definitely makes sense that Jolt thought I was more defensive and not choice banded. I do kill the Clefable with Yuxi, but I don't think I even kill with U-turn. I definitely don't kill with U-turn, even if I did lead this hit somehow. And Jolt's able to win this game 1-0. And we do lose, eventually losing the week 4-3, which was pretty unfortunate. If I did win this game, we would have won the week. But obviously there's a bunch of different chances and luck that happens throughout every game that's played. So you can't just really say if I just got that little bit of luck that we would have won, which would have happened, but that could have been said for about a lot of other games. Jolt's team could have said if they got a little bit less hacks in other games, they could have won. So it all balances out in the end for the most part. But unfortunate, I wasn't able to pull this out, but it was pretty close. So good game, Jolt. Our team is now 2-1, but we're still in the thick of the playoff hunt, so hopefully we can continue that in the upcoming weeks. So until next time, later, guys. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed this content, and give me a subscribe if you want to. Okay, bye.